Here we go.
Baby shark.
No.
Hey, the Nats did just win the World Series. It's fitting.
Oh, that's like their theme song.
One of their players used that as a walk-up song.
Baby
like
shark?
the whole season, yeah, because his kid likes it. So he's like, yeah, I'll do
Oh,
it.
good for him.
That's cool.
And then now it's like everywhere, obviously in the world, but in Washington, like everybody plays it.
Makes sense.
Well, no baby sharks on this show. What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy Show. My name is Luke. Mr. Tyler is here.
I'm back, I guess, since I missed
Kind
the
of.
Watchmen thing.
Yeah.
And to the right, the beautiful Brett Eitzen, as always.
What's up?
Sup?
What's up?
Sup, dog?
Oh.
Welcome back to 1997. Sup, dog?
Sup?
Well, Tyler, we're glad to have you back. That's
Thanks,
for
man.
sure.
I was bummed I missed because
Yeah.
I was excited, but
We'll talk. Well, you're going to be on this week's episode.
I will be on this one, yeah.
So we're going to talk about episode 3.
I should be on all of them moving forward,
Right.
barring I die from whatever ails me.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'll try not to.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
That's good.
I'm going to hold you to that.
What's up, Leroy, in the chat?
Hey.
He's watching us and the Cowboys at the same time. I
Gross.
forgot the Cowboys were playing. That's not a dig against the Cowboys. I literally like 5 minutes ago thought, I wonder who's playing for Monday Night Football tonight.
Look,
Cowboys,
man,
Giants, I think.
Leroy,
I didn't know.
I love you to death, and I appreciate all your support. But I hate the Cowboys, man. I really do. As a Redskins fan, I just can't do it. But I appreciate you supporting us, and I'm glad you like the Cowboys, I guess.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not hating on you specifically, just Dallas.
Just Dallas.
Anyway, I am trying not to fall asleep over
Well,
here.
Luke, talk a little bit. What'd you do this week?
Or fall asleep. That would be hilarious.
Well,
Dude, if you were narcoleptic, oh my gosh.
Best podcast.
You'd be
ever.
the best podcast host ever, dude. That'd be amazing.
just do a solo pod, and then maybe you'll fall asleep. Just leave the
Be
whole...
like, yeah, and I was out in the woods. Like,
15 minutes later, it's just
you wake
You're
up and
like,
you're like,
just
yeah,
keep
and then we started the campfire and it was crazy.
It's a surprise. Like, it turns into an ASMR at some point. You don't know when.
Oh, no, I swear.
Leroy says you're always tired.
You should get the Post Malone
Recently,
tattoo.
I do feel like that's been true. You have been.
I've been tired recently, I feel like.
You should get the always tired tattoo, like
No.
Post Malone.
I'm never going to get a face tattoo. Unless somebody gives me $1 billion. I'd do it for $1 million.
Well, that was easy. Talk himself out
Maybe
of a
100.
lot of money
Say,
just
right?
now.
Maybe 100,000. I have low standards. Whatever. But I did a little more. I'm kind of working back to my usual ways of doing too much.
Nice.
Halloween night, least favorite holiday. Jack Ryan season 2 came out,
That's right.
so I watched the whole thing Thursday night.
Man, I got 2 trick-or-treaters for Halloween. 2 groups. One kid, I was like, take as much as you want. The kid took 1 piece of candy.
He knew his parents were like watching. Like,
It was like a little
dare.
girl. She was dressed as a zombie pirate. It was awesome. And I was
Aw.
like, take as much as you want. She's like, okay. Took 1 Twix. Thanks. Full sprint off my front porch. I'm like, okay, bye.
Hey, I don't blame her. Trick or treating is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Maybe
other
that was
group-
just for me. I thought it was kind of scary.
The other group, I was like, take as much as you want. And the kid was like, a handful? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I wish you would have just like taken the bowl out of your hand.
that would have been awesome. I would have commended that kid for paying attention.
Two weeks later, he brings back the bowl. Thanks for all the candy, man.
Appreciate it. No, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
No, you're good. Yeah, I watched all of season 2 in one night, so I'm back to my normal binging ways. Really enjoyed season 1. It was really good. Season 2 like blows it out of the water. It was so good.
That's great to hear because I was a little lukewarm on season 1. I thought, hey, this is like a fun new show.
It's a fun military show, yeah.
Right. But they didn't bring anything special, so it sounds like maybe I need to check out season 2.
Like in season 1, there's that random drone pilot episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's like doesn't fit anywhere.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have stuff like that. It's It's
super tight.
It's real tight. It
Nice.
moves along real nicely. It's got really good action. All the acting is really good. John Krasinski crushes it like usual. Noomi Rapace is in it. I did not know this, but the dude from the Bud Light commercials is in it, and he is awesome. And the storyline with his characters was one of my favorite parts. But just so good. It's more of a personal story this season instead of just doing military stuff.
Yeah.
Like, feels like the characters were actually cared because of kind of what happens in the first episode. I really recommend people to watch that show. It's really, really good. Amazon Prime. The other thing that I did was I was kind of sad I was the only person that was able to get to it this weekend. But I went and saw the new Terminator, Dark Fate. There's been a lot of questions about this one, like going in, like, is it needed? Is it worth it? Is it good? It's good. And it really sucks because nobody went to go see it this weekend.
How'd it do box office wise? Terrible.
I think it got 30,
Oof.
rounding up, which is not good because for some reason they gave this movie a $195 million budget or something.
Well, I know why they did it, but
I don't. It's a rated R movie.
it's James Cameron.
It's not James Cameron though. It's
he's
produced by James
he's producing
Cameron.
it.
Which
They
these
did
days,
the same thing with Alita.
people are smart enough to know that produced is not directed by.
Yeah.
Produced is a sign off.
Except for the people who approve the budgets, apparently.
There's some money. There's some money involved.
Steven Spielberg is a producer of the Transformers movies.
Yeah, like
And Steven Spielberg is a great director, but not those movies.
no.
But it's a great action movie. It's a lot of fun. The cast is really good. Freaking Linda Hamilton crushed it.
Really?
Like, she goes back into her role so well. Like, just straight back in. She's super badass, which is super awesome. The new Terminator is really cool too.
Yeah.
How it's like 2. But it's also really annoying because they do not lay off that.
Yeah.
Just constant goop effect.
That's where that 160 of that 190 million.
It's right there.
Actually, there's something that I won't talk about that I think a lot of the budget went into.
Yeah.
Because it looked incredible.
Oh.
And,
All right.
Like, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you see it.
Yeah.
Great scene too. Let's see, where am I at here? A lot of times in these action movies, like, feels like the action just kind of goes on, but it felt linear. Like, the action where it went made sense instead of like, we need an action scene here. Like, it seemed like, yeah, this is what would happen. They would fight here. They would meet up here. One of my favorite lines actually is after the first fight scene. Mackenzie Davis saves the girl and her brother, and she's like, "If you don't defeat the Rev 9 in the first couple minutes, you're dead." Like, so like
It's gonna beat you. She's
She's starting to like lose power.
Oh.
She's human, and it's in the trailer, unfortunately, but like she kind of has this weakness with the ability she has, which is, I think, used really well. But yeah, the goop effect was super annoying because every time the Terminator gets punched, it's got to go. It's like, yeah, this happened in 1991. We've seen this.
Right.
Thank you. And it looked just as good back then. Some of the CG is so unnecessary and doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
Like the plane sequence in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and it's a good action scene, but you can tell
Could have used some more dollars.
it's like green screen
Oh,
only,
no.
and you can tell like just enough that it's like, oh man, come on, this was not necessary.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, T2, even Terminator 3, used to drive trucks through buildings. Now we're just in a studio, which is just unfortunate. But I'd give that a fanboy worthy.
All right. Does it?
Heavy towards Terminator fans.
Okay.
I think you'll really like it. if you want to watch a fun action movie and have a great time in the theater, this is one to go check out.
Nice. Does it feel more like all of these Terminator?
Like a reboot goal?
Right.
Absolutely, it definitely is.
Okay.
In a good way. I'm excited. I hope they can keep making them.
Yeah.
Because
Cameron needs Avatar to hit huge so he can pay for all of his other projects.
That's all I can say about that. I was really surprised with the direction they took it.
Yeah?
Like, most people are like Star Wars, they're like, we really need to embrace what came before.
Right.
Terminator's like, future is always changing, and it's different. Like, straight away, it's different.
Hey, I appreciate it.
And it was nice to them not just be like, oh, let's see, well, people really, really like Arnold's Terminator, so we'll just make him the bad guy in this one again. That's not what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, people really like the idea of Skynet. That's not what they do. It's really good. I encourage people to go check it out.
Sounds good. Real quick in the chat, LM Drums asks, when is Alita Battle Angel 2? Oh, I did the raise hands emoji for the people listening.
Hopefully.
Luke and I don't remember where you fell on this. Luke and I both really want a sequel to this movie.
He hasn't seen it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you suck. I'm just kidding. You're cool.
Per usual.
I mean, honestly, I really have my doubts because it didn't make a whole lot. It did better internationally than it did domestically, but...
Hey, maybe they'll do...
2 years?
A little bit smaller budget, a little more focused story. Give us something that's real tight. Not so, like... I get that it's, like...
Intergalactic war type thing.
I get that it's big. It's a big story, but...
Just make the second one more personal.
I think you're gonna lose more money if you try and do a huge.
Not everybody needs a robot arm.
Right. Yeah.
Like people in the background with robot arms. It's just not necessary.
I'll take
save
one,
that budget.
I want one.
Not one that they have. They're not
very functional.
They're kind of bulky and looks like it would be worse off. They're not like Alita's.
Oh, okay.
Body. It's like a brick hinge brick. So it's like. That's all you can do with it.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed that we get an Alita sequel. And it sounds like maybe a Terminator sequel.
Alita's still
I need to
in my top 10 for this year.
Yeah. It is. That's right. That came out this year. Oh, my gosh. Guys, we've seen
too
many movies this year.
Men in Black.
I haven't seen that one.
Dark Meetings.
Tyler, what'd you do this week? Luke, was that all? You got anything else?
I watched Watchmen. Really liked it.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that.
I've been playing
on
a
our other
lot
show.
of Outer Worlds. That game gets better and better and better and better as you play it. Oh my gosh, I had to kill like an entire city and I felt really bad.
Good job.
But in that game, it's one of those games where you make a decision, you kind of have to live with what happens. And I love it. That is in contention for Game of the Year against Control.
Nice.
It's real close.
Good, dude. That's exciting to hear. I was kind of telling Luke over the weekend or earlier today or something. I'm looking at Outer Worlds for Black Friday, I think. Gonna see if I can't find it on the low. So I first want to start by saying I apologize for the coughing. I'm pretty sick, and so if you hear me coughing, just be angry with me. I didn't want to miss, and
we didn't want you to miss either.
Yeah, so I apologize
we'll put
in
up
advance.
With your coughing.
I will do my best to not cough into the microphone. I also watched Watchmen. Thanks, Luke. I also really liked it. We'll talk more about that in our TV Talk episode.
Yeah,
that'll be out later this week. I started the Modern Warfare campaign.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you'd only played.
I had only played multiplayer, which I'm one level away from level capping and seeing what this new thing without prestiging is all about.
Oh, nice.
So I'm really hoping. I was really hoping to be able to talk about that tonight, but I wasn't able to get there. But no, I started the campaign. It's directed like a movie, like a blockbuster movie, but it's not bad. It's very. They definitely go for like the whole like this sucks thing, if that makes sense. Like this visceral, real like mass shooting thing. They really try to like hammer that home, which is kind of it's almost like too self-aware, I think. Like, they're like, yeah, this is the climate we're in. Like, yeah, we get it and we deal with it enough, but I don't necessarily play video games to remind myself that.
Right.
But when they do it, it's effective and it fits the story that they're going for.
It does seem interesting that they're like, oh yeah, mass shootings, all this stuff. Here, take this gun and go shoot a bunch of people.
Right.
In their game.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but what I will say is, like, they do like, it's really visceral. Like, that's the word I always come back to. Is like, it feels very real, which usually when I play Call of Duty, I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
But like, I did a mission this weekend where I went into this townhome, like a townhome, like envision the townhouses in college. And you climb up this ladder and you go in through the kitchen and you walk to their stairwell and you're just going up the stairs and you're clearing each floor. And it's nighttime, so you have your night vision on. And like, dudes are hiding. You open a door and you like peek the door and you have to kill all the people in the room but not shoot the hostages. If you shoot a hostage, you lose. Like, the mission fails. And
oh, wow.
Like, it's just like, one dude, he peeks out and he sees you and he jumps down on the ground. He's under the bed and he's like shooting you from under the bed. It's just, the AI are pretty smart.
Yeah.
So I think, it's pretty cool how they've done it, and I think it's a lot of fun. I haven't beat it, so I can't really speak to the whole story, but for what I've played, it's pretty good. I had to make a decision at least it felt like it was a decision. There was a button that I could press to open the store to save a kid and his dad, and let the whole bad guy thing enter the room I was in or the building we were in, or let them die.
Oh.
And I won't tell you guys what I did, but it was kind of crazy, like, that decisions like that exist, and
yeah,
I think their goal is to be like, yeah, this is what war is like, but
well, and the decisions have consequences.
Yeah,
right? Like, I think so many times we play through these kinds of games, and we, it's all like, you don't see the consequences of because typically civilians are just removed from the picture entirely.
Yeah.
And to offer that choice and then show the consequences of that choice,
yeah,
that's pretty powerful. It reminds me, at least what I'm getting, the vibes I'm getting are that it feels a little more like a game that came out like for the 360 PS3 generation called Spec Ops: The Line, which was a very deep dive into. I mean, it was more into like PTSD and that kind of stuff, but that idea that war's not always pretty and fun, and games don't typically embrace that. Yeah,
that's not the story that most games want to tell. But I think you're right. They want you to feel macho, and I don't think that's what this game is going for. There's a moment early on where you first get to meet Captain Price again, which everybody knows who Captain Price is, and you basically, there's a hostage who's put a bomb vest on. And you and Captain Price run in, and you're like, "Can you defuse it?" And your guy's like, "No, I can't. Like, I don't know what to do." And Captain Price like is looking at the timer. He's like, "There's no time." Puts a bag on the dude's head and flips him over the rail and lets him blow up. And you're just like, that's probably like a real decision that somebody would have to make, like, because there's 50 hostages in the room with you. Yeah. Do you save the 50, or do you try to hope you can defuse a bomb in the next 20 seconds? And it's like that. I mean, I know it's over the top, but it's, they're trying to hammer home a point. So right. It's certainly interesting. I don't know what I'd rate it yet. Early on, I like it. I think it's good. Cool. It's nice to have campaign back. Yeah. So, I also played Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville with Dana this weekend. We did some of the PvE area stuff, some of the quests and things of that nature. It's kind of trending towards looter shooter, which I think is kind of cool. All right. It's a more entry-level looter shooter kind of game that Dana can play, which is really nice because she won't play anything else like that. So it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to doing more of that. I also watched Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix this week.
Throwback.
Yeah. So my brother is watching the Harry Potter movies for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Which is kind of cool. To see somebody who's never read the books, who's never seen the movies, to see him go through that is like, it's kind of cool to see that those movies still hold up. Yeah. Like, for someone who has no prior interest at all in it.
Even the first two hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is surprising, like with kid actors who aren't really even that good in the movie.
second one is one of my favorites.
Yeah, the second one's really good.
I don't know. Maybe just
I think the
'cause-
only one that is like is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
just because they're
Still
so
good.
young.
It's still
They're
good,
so
yeah.
young.
Yeah,
It's also like 2 hours and 50 minutes long.
it's just kind of cool to see it though. Like, I think it's a testament to how good those movies and that story is.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's just cool to see him fall in love with that world. You know, like we're I believe all of us are pretty big Harry Potter fans. Like I know
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, we're all Potterheads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so like it's just a lot of fun to watch him kind of dive into that world, and like he wants to watch 2 or 3 of them a night, and I'm like, dude, I can't do that. And, like I have to work.
Pace yourself.
But no, we're gonna watch 6 this week at some point, I'm sure. And I'm excited for him to watch 6 because I think that's a pretty heavy one.
Yeah,
So
it is.
It'll be fun. But Order of the Phoenix is not my favorite movie, but I do enjoy it. And then I finished another book called The Quarterback Whisperer by Bruce Arians, head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks. Most people know him famously for being the Arizona Cardinals head coach. I learned a lot. It was really good. I think it's like one of 2, maybe 3 books I've given 5 stars this year.
Oh, dang.
I read it in like 4 sittings. It was good. I love football, so it's always nice to read and hear new things and the way people coach. It's interesting to me, and he had some pretty interesting things to say about Ben Roethlisberger and his history, so it's cool.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all I did.
Nice.
Fun fact: Bruce Arians greenlit the drafting of Peyton Manning over Ryan Leaf, and he greenlit the drafting of Andrew Luck over Robert Griffin.
Oh,
Thought that was pretty interesting.
this is
You
interesting.
got it right both times.
Well, I had a very busy weekend. I didn't do as much nerd stuff. But my sister got married, so I want to just real quick shout out, congrats to Brooke and Danny. Had a great weekend celebrating with them.
Good job. You did it.
You,
Sorry,
Welcome to
I'm
married
tired.
life.
yeah,
I
Yep.
did not sound very enthusiastic.
it's
on
okay.
that.
It's all good.
I did the golf clap.
Mine just sounded sarcastic and sad.
So the other, really the only other thing I did this week was my Apple Arcade review, game reviews.
You did 3, right?
I did 2. You said 2.
I said 3.
Then
I actually said 2.
Okay,
I
thank
actually
goodness.
said 2.
I thought maybe I just missed it. So I reviewed. I played 2 games. One's called Stella.
Did you drink any?
Stella is a
Stella Artois.
complete ripoff of Journey from the PS3. Yeah, PS3 era of games. Journey was great. It was a little like you just kind of walking sim, but very beautiful and ethereal, and there was some like seamless co-op experience in there. Very similar, but I just don't think that kind of game works that well on mobile, because all it is like you have to hold your finger over here, and then you have to like
Yeah.
flick to jump, and then all of a sudden a notification pops in your face because
It's a
someone
cell phone.
texted you,
Yeah.
and it's a cell phone, right? And you just lose that immersion. I really think it only works when you're kind of immersed in that world. So it's probably a straight to streaming. It's free with Apple Arcade, so
So it's $5 a month.
It's not, but everything else around it is. The other game I played was called Speed Demons.
That was weird.
This was
Did the same
this is
thing.
a bird's eye view car crashing game.
So like Grand Theft Auto back in the day.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're basically kind of like with Stella, you're using your finger and you're just kind of like depending on where you're at, like is how your car turns.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Eee.
I played about 5 minutes of this game and I was like, nope.
That sounds like a game that would make me need a new phone.
It like just the controls weren't great. Like
That's-
use your built-in accelerometer or something, but don't make me like like swipe my finger across the entire screen to steer my car.
Yeah, my phone
and like
is
the
that
point
steering wheel.
is that you're supposed to crash into other cars, and I mean it's the like death race or something.
That's what kills mobile games to me is controls, man.
Yeah. So that one I wouldn't really recommend to anyone. I don't know. It's definitely maybe not a dumpster. It might be a dumpster fire. I don't know.
Ooh, dumpster fire.
It's hard for me to give dumpster fires.
You'd play it while you're pooping, but you'd throw it in with the poop.
Play it while you poop. Yeah. And then I also watched Watchmen episode 3. So I really enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of cool new things in this episode. Can't wait to talk more about.
Yep. TV Talk, that will drop Wednesday.
Probably Wednesday.
That will drop Wednesday.
I have to actually edit that one, so
Yeah.
it takes me a little longer.
That's fair.
What is editing? I don't know. We're doing it live.
That's right.
And that is it, I think, for our weekly recap.
Let's recap.
So let's jump into
news.
the news.
I'm doing my sarcastic
Luke.
clap again.
Go. You're sleepy over there.
We got a Jumanji 2 trailer. I actually didn't watch it.
Me either. I didn't know there was a new one.
Yep. I was just forgot about it. I wrote it down. I was like, oh, I need to watch that later. And then I saw it here in my notes. I never watched it.
I'm honestly just kind of like, I know I'm going to see it. I don't really,
Yeah.
not in like a huge rush to see those trailers right now.
Yeah.
Same.
It's kind of like the Witcher trailer when it came out. I was like, oh, cool. I'll watch that at some point.
Mm-hmm. And you just watched it now.
I did just watch it right before this, yeah. Thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
looks cool. It looks
Yeah.
like a fun
Good.
show.
I think it did a better job of kind of explaining the narrative and who the characters are for someone who's
Not in like well versed.
Stephanie doesn't know anything about The Witcher, and she
Yeah.
can watch the trailer and kind of get a grasp of what's happening in the world.
So this The Witcher is the show that will measure how much my wife loves Henry Cavill. Because this show is everything that she would not want to watch, but man, does she love Henry Cavill. So I think if she'll watch this, I might be in trouble. But I don't know. It's going to take me some time to get used to his Geralt voice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it or not.
I don't remember it. I'm really tired, guys.
It's fine.
He kind of just talks like this. I'm Geralt.
Girl.
My favorite
That's my
trailer
name,
of the week, though, has to be The Dragon Prince Season 3.
I didn't even know this came out.
I'm so excited. Guys, if you haven't watched Dragon Prince on Netflix,
I'm really excited for
it's
season
so
3, though.
good. And the second season, I feel like it's a little bit slower, but it does a little more of that world building. And I'm very excited. Season 3 looks like it's hitting the ground running hard.
Good.
So
Bring it. When does it
Nice.
come out?
more dragons, more elves, more everything. November 22nd, I think.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like only like
That's
2
really
weeks.
soon.
2-3
That's
weeks.
so awesome.
Yeah, that's really quick.
I'll watch that in like half a day. I can't wait.
Any other movie or TV trailers worth mentioning? I got some game trailers.
Yeah, there's some game trailers that came out.
I don't.
So we had BlizzCon was
Yeah.
this week. So we got confirmation of Diablo 4.
Diablo 4.
Which confirmation. We all knew that Diablo 4 was happening.
After their blow up with Immortals last year, we knew that was
We
coming.
actually got to see a cinematic trailer. So again, still not. Was there gameplay at all? Not in the trailer, but separate
Of Diablo?
of Diablo.
I believe I saw some screenshots at
Okay.
least.
Yeah.
I didn't see any other gameplay stuff, but I did see some screenshots.
Yeah.
This one seems to be pretty brutal.
Yes.
By comparison to previous entries. So that's cool. I mean, that's kind of the thing now. Is
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to make a demon-oriented game,
Make it really hard.
I feel like brutal is the way to go, but whatever.
That's what the people want.
I guess.
Feel that it's a little bit of a niche genre, but
Yeah.
fill it.
I was kind of expecting to see like a Diablo 2 remaster. But
Oh yeah.
I know that was kind of heavily rumored, but nothing came of it.
I think they knew what people wanted.
Yeah.
So, and then the big one for me, Overwatch 2. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed Overwatch, and this is kind of back to like with Call of Duty. They're bringing in like co-op campaign missions, story missions. You get to keep all of your stuff, like your skins and stuff.
Yeah, it's the PvE route for Overwatch will be interesting to
It
see.
will.
It'll be cool though, because I feel like Overwatch has a rich like lore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really curious to see how they expand on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll go into this one or not. Still, I didn't play the first one. I downloaded like a demo,
Oh, like
thing.
Like a trial
yeah.
weekend or something.
but it was like it had been out for like a year already.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm late. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's a really
It's
good
solid.
team. Shooters even. It is a shooter.
It's like an arena shooter.
But yeah, you're definitely balancing with the rest of your team what abilities you have and
Right.
based on objectives and stuff like that. So, yeah. What other news you guys got?
While we're talking about video games,
Yes.
there were some job listings at Guerrilla Games that came out today.
Yeah.
They have all but came out and confirmed a Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. So if you're the caption for the announcement was Horizon 1 Dawn. And I thought that was awesome.
Have you ever beat that game?
No.
It won't be.
Horizon
I know,
New Dawn.
but I'm really excited for
Horizon the First Dawn.
that. I don't want to spoil
Horizon-
where that name comes from in the game.
Horizon Zero Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
So I'm curious about. I'm really curious if like we're gonna leave that area and go like east or west or something.
Yeah.
Because the current one kind of takes place in like the four corners of the United States.
Mm.
So like if maybe we'll go East Coast. Maybe she's on this journey. I know at the. It's a spoiler.
It's been out for
In
like
the
Yeah, I don't
soundtrack,
care.
there's a
years.
song. I don't want to spoil it for Tyler.
I don't
Oh.
care.
In the soundtrack, there's this song called "Storm in the West" or something, and it's a post-credit scene.
Oh,
So I'm guessing maybe we'll go out to California,
go
maybe
west, young
northwestern
man.
United States, Canada area type thing. But gosh, I'm so excited. It's a top 5 game for me. Like I love that game.
Yeah, I'm excited
Plus
to see what they do.
That game feels so much different than most open
Open
world
world
games because
games.
that game is all right. There's a giant robot T-Rex over there. I'm gonna set up 50 traps to kill this thing instead of just I'm gonna shoot it forever.
Right. You need to be really smart
I
about how you
don't
play.
know any other games like that.
Yeah.
Plus visually, it's awesome. So bring it on, especially if it's gonna be PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like-
oh yeah. They're
Give
just
me-
getting started.
Give me that ray tracing Horizon
Mm-hmm.
sequel.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Over in Marvelville, we got confirmation that Peyton Reed is coming back for Ant-Man 3.
This is really good news.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad they're making a third one.
Yes.
Yes. It wasn't in the slate, which was sad, but to hear that the cast and we're getting the movie, the cast is coming back, and then also the director's coming back, and I think he's a big part about why those movies are so good,
Mhm.
about
Mhm.
why they have the heart that they do. So I'm really excited for him to come back. And I think Michael Douglas said when it's supposed to go into production today, he was just talking about
Oh
it.
yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, we're starting filming in like a year. Everybody's like, what?
Well, I guess we need to say what we were going to say now. Michael Douglas is that like old cynical guy who's just like, yeah, I'm still working. Kind
He's
of.
like he gets that email with all the marketing rules and stuff like this. Like, don't say this, don't say this, and he definitely didn't read it.
Love you too, Mom.
I also heard that he didn't know he was gonna have to lend his voice to the What If show.
Oh really? That's awkward.
what?
Oh, what show? What if? Yeah, what show? I think I'm portraying Michael Douglas as older than he actually is.
I can't tell anymore. He's been in too many movies at too many different ages.
Yeah,
with all
or
their,
he's like
Good.
with all the
de-aged
de-aging
and stuff.
technology. But
I'm gonna steal one of your news stories, Brett.
do it.
Fantastic Beasts 3. It's a release date of November 12th, 2021. Yay!
I'm excited.
I am too. I like the Harry Potter world, so I'm down for another entry in that.
Well, and one of the things they mentioned when they
Wow.
were talking about the release date was that it's not
Did they move it back so they can film a Flash movie?
no, but they moved it back so that they could get the story right because they heard
They heard the audience.
They heard the audience after the last one.
Okay.
And so they're like, we're not sure. We're not giving you fewer movies, but we're gonna like put this next one. We're gonna give.
They heard the audience
give you a little
go,
time.
This is 5 movies, and this movie had 2 acts.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Where'd the other part of this movie go?
What's going on?
Yeah, Battle Rifle. I would agree that Fantastic Beasts 2 was lackluster.
I liked it.
I did too.
I thought it was good enough.
I thought it was good.
Like, good enough. Here's the good mark. It was right there. Right above it. Visual.
I'm just enough of
used
a
for
Harry
the
Potter
podcast.
fanboy that I want more, even though that one was lackluster
Mm-hmm.
for me. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, sorry, go ahead. You got a new story?
You guys got all of them. You guys.
Another announced date: Spider-Man
so
Into the
tired.
Spider-Verse 2.
Yeah.
We all knew this sequel was coming, but thank God for this confirmation.
If the sequel
Yeah,
wouldn't
this-
have come, there would have been a riot.
This was one of our, if not our favorite superhero movie of what year was it? 2018?
I will raise you. This is one of my favorite superhero movies.
Of
ever.
all, sure, okay, yeah, no, I'm down to have that conversation as well.
Yes, it was 2018.
And it didn't. Animated movies don't typically bring in the cash that your live action superhero movies are going to. So while it looked a little bit like it was a disappointment comparatively, overall I think everyone knew it was a pretty big success, and critically a really big success. So I'm happy we're.
Should have
That
been
movie is
nominated for
hot.
Best Picture, also awards somewhere.
That movie is hot lava fire.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Battle Rifle in the chat. Aragon is the best film of all time. You have no idea how much I love that book series and how much that movie breaks my heart. Sorry, chat is distracting. I
That
love
might
it.
have. I heard it in a podcast once. Like, that might have been the movie that made me realize that not all movies were good. That might have been mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like when you're a kid and you start getting to high school.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're like, oh, that movie was awesome. The movie was awesome. That movie, and you start, like, you watch a movie and you're like, that wasn't very good.
Mine was Fanforstic.
That movie was awesome.
That was not that long ago.
Like what, 2015?
2015?
Yeah.
I think Aragon was mine. In high
Aragon
school, I was
may
like,
have been mine, but that may have been that moment where I was too caught up in the fandom. Like, I had set expectations, and to be fair, I don't think it met anyone's expectations.
I had never watched it.
that was one of the few books I've read,
But
the first Aragon, and I just remember they like totally spoil something from the end of the book.
Oh.
The second book maybe in the beginning of the first movie.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what did he do? I think that's when I started wising up.
The mine started so late because I did not watch any movies in college for obvious reasons, but I just did not have time.
too busy getting them grades.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, real
Too busy
quick.
I was too busy on the
Real quick
football
rabbit
field
hole.
playing quarterback.
So I
That
had
was Luke playing football.
I had a buddy
I was
who
playing the
worked
drums for the pet
at
band.
our local theater, which was like 30 miles away because, of course, nothing is local in middle of Kansas.
BFE.
And he got me, like, he you're allowed to watch, if you work there, you're allowed to, like, watch the
Pre-screen?
movies pre-screen. So he got me in to see that movie pre-screen.
Dude, total fanboys moment. He sat down. He's like, "Oh, but what if it sucks?"
It was that. So it was like, it was super late. So I got out at like, because it was the day. I think it was the day before.
Could you imagine how excited he was?
No, I'm just picturing him after the movie, the gif or the vine of that little kid sitting at the table. It's just
It's
like
It was that in the car for 30 minutes driving home. I had to like roll the window down because had to stay awake. It was cold. It was late. I was like,
I'm so sorry.
anyways, fun story.
I'm
oh
so.
man,
I
Aragon sucks.
I would pay to see that.
Speaking of dragons,
Okay, hold on. Before you jump into HBO Max, slow your roll here, boss.
okay, go
Do the other one that you have before that,
Oh, speaking of
because
dragons,
HBO Max is going to be like a mini run here.
Speaking of dragons, the creators of Game of Thrones have
No, not the creators.
Oh,
The
fine.
showrunners.
The showrunners of Game of Thrones
Don't do
Benioff and
George R.R.
Weiss.
that way.
I know. I'm sorry. They have officially parted ways with Lucasfilm and their Star Wars trilogy for now.
Christmas came early this year, boys.
I just loved all the articles like, oh, we're just too busy doing all this Netflix stuff, and I'm like, you were fired.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want to upset fans. We don't feel like we can devote enough time to make the fandom happy.
They already admitted they didn't know what they were doing on season of 8 at some con or whatever.
They admitted they didn't know what they were doing with any of Game of Thrones, and that look, whatever Game of Thrones was or ended up being as the show, that's whatever. That's on them in terms of that was their creative decisions. My guess is they probably sat down with Kathleen and whoever else at Disney, Lucasfilm, and
Feige was probably there too.
real quick figured out that they can't just wing this.
Feige was definitely there because Marvel got Star Wars comics.
And we're inking that deal with Netflix when they kind of figured out this wasn't going to happen.
They were having the conversation while signing back here.
Yeah.
It's just kind of also goes along with it. It's interesting what's going on with Star Wars right now.
Yeah.
Like,
This is the 4th or 5th creative team that's
out.
left.
Yeah.
They've really only had, I mean, from start to finish, they've really only had 2 good working relationships. And I say working relationships, that's just between Lucasfilm and which is JJ, and Ryan. Like both
I'd say
of those.
Jon Favreau maybe too.
Well, with Mandalorian, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just speaking movies wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's an interesting trend that they're gonna need to fix.
I saw today. I think it might have been Bob Iger, might have been Alan Horn. Not really sure. Cite your sources, I guess. Whatever. And he said that they're moving to a less is more philosophy with Star Wars.
I think that's good. That's healthy for them.
Thank you. Thank you for finally picking up on that, Lucasfilm.
Well, and if they can do one like movies every couple of years, or give me a trilogy that's kind of like every other year.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a trilogy, and then fill those with Disney Plus shows. I'm all for that.
Me too.
I think Star Wars has always done really well on the small screen, and a lot of people don't know it, but its shows have been really good. And I think if they can figure out that secret sauce and make it really for more mature audiences, because their shows have been typically
for kids,
leaning in towards the younger audiences. They can make it more. The Mandalorian is a more mature take on the Star Wars universe in a show format. So no, I'm excited. I think you find a creative or creatives that you want to give a trilogy to. Doesn't even have to be a trilogy. They can do a one-off. They could do 2 movies. If the story that needs to be told, give them that. Let them do it. Don't be like, hey, you get a movie. You get part 2 of this trilogy. You get part 3 of the trilogy. Don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then do these other smaller stories on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Tyler, through your coughing, do you agree or disagree?
I don't really care.
Okay.
Honestly, no. Look. This is the way I view Star Wars. Right. I love Star Wars. I'm gonna watch it regardless of what it is, even if I am not like Solo. I did not like that movie. I wasn't excited for it. Did I see it in IMAX? Yeah, yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Because I like Star Wars. So, it sucks that they're losing creative teams left and right, but eventually they'll find somebody who sticks and they'll put a movie out, and whether it's good, bad, or not, I'll still go see it. So, it's kind of one of those properties like Harry Potter. Like, yeah, whatever. I'll still go see it.
Yeah.
I went and saw Justice League. Like,
Yeah.
I can handle it. So, no, it's Star Wars.
All right.
I'll watch it.
Take us away on this last story.
So, no, you were going to go to the Dragon route for HBO Max.
I already did the Dragon route.
So HBO Max did their Disney Plus thing a little more efficiently, I felt like, where they explained what is going to be on their service on essentially, well, not launch day, but they talked about what was in development.
Year, I think, ish.
I'm dying. Yeah, and there's some pretty cool announcements in there, and I figured we could kind of all go through it and mention our favorite few.
South Park is exclusive? No.
Is it exclusively on HBO Max? Because that was like one of the ones, I saw that it was on there, but that was recently talked about pretty heavily because people were bidding a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
Like, outrageous amount of money. So that's a pretty big deal for HBO to get. That's a win in my opinion.
They got South Park exclusively. They got Friends exclusively.
Yeah, the Friends one is big too.
And then they got the Animator.
Yeah, they got the anime. Crunchyroll's helping with some stuff, but they got the dude
who made like Howl's Flying Castle.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. They got him. They have exclusive rights to put those on the service. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. I'm so sorry, guys.
You need to calm the heck down.
I'm trying so hard. There's a lot. They announced a lot, essentially.
Yeah, 10,000 hours of content.
All about them content.
So one of the coolest announcements they made, and I don't know if you guys saw this one, but
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. One of the coolest ones I saw, the Joker movie is going to be on there.
Yep.
I was like, dang, that's a pretty big... I mean, obviously it's their property, and I get that. That's a pretty big pool to put a movie like that that's going to probably rake in some awards this award season, and it's made a crap ton of money. I think it crossed $900 million this week. That's pretty awesome, in my opinion. I think that's cool. Obviously, I think I speak for all of us when I say we're excited about the DC properties they announced, minus Batwoman.
There's the one DC property that wasn't announced that I'm disappointed.
I know, and I know Luke's probably crying about it. Luke, we just want you to know
no more tears to shed.
The Snyder Cut support group meets on Thursdays. We got you an invite. It's an exclusive club, but you're there. You and the Nice Cast can shake hands and be best friends.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Danny the Street movie.
No, we're talking about the Snyder Cut.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. No.
Yeah, no, it was really funny watching the HBO Max announcements come out, and under every single one is like, release the Snyder Cut.
They should be banned from Twitter. If they tweeted that hashtag at HBO Max more than twice that night, they should be banned from Twitter.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I hate that that's that group of people, and that's what they do. I still really want to see... I think HBO Max would be a great place for them to just be like, hey, here's our unfinished...
I'd watch it.
Here's our unfinished original Justice League cut from Zack.
I'd be super down. Yeah. I'm fully behind that.
Don't call it the Snyder Cut, though.
That would be hilarious. Justice League Snyder Cut. What?
I mean, do they call Donner's version of Superman 2 the Donner Cut? Or is it just the director's cut?
I think it's just the director's cut.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I know that it's referred to as the Donner Cut. But.
No, I think it was really cool to see that we already knew this, but Doom Patrol Season 2 will be on HBO Max.
Yep.
Good on them to realize they have a good property on their hands and to pick it up with a bigger budget and kind of run with it.
Were they moving some of those other DC Universe stuff over as well?
I think that was the only one, was Doom Patrol.
Okay.
Right now. I do think Swamp Thing finds its way onto HBO Max.
Yeah.
I do think that DC Universe will be gone in the next year. And
it'll be a part of HBO Max.
All those shows will be
my guess, all the production stuff movie TV stuff gets kind of shuttled under HBO Max.
It'll have its
DC
own little
Universe keeps its comic book thing, and it's just a little add-on.
Yeah.
Hey, you have HBO Max here. Pay an extra $2, and you can get
the comic
all
section
of our comics.
Yeah. Speaking of the DC stuff, they announced a Adam Strange show. I can't remember what it was called.
Strange Adventures.
Strange Adventures. This sounds super dope.
Yeah, and it's one reason I'm super excited for it is because it's a property that a lot of people don't know about, kind of like Doom Patrol,
which gives them the ability to take more liberties.
Yeah, and it just it can be weird, it can be goofy, it can be serious. They can do whatever they want with it, which is going to be a lot of fun. And just the concept behind it, it's going to be a dude on an alien planet with a jetpack.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I think it's going to be hilarious.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
I imagine like a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of tone.
Yeah.
And I'm on board.
I'm just excited for like the first episode where he's trying to talk to the people and they can't understand each other. Well,
and he just finally just gives up. Yeah. But then the big announcement for the DC properties.
DC Superhero High.
Yeah. Elizabeth Banks, you know, the well-documented director. No, that's a thing, sure.
From the director who brought Pitch Perfect 2.
Comes DC Superhero High, a movie about teen drama. TV show about teen drama.
The Joker can't find his lipstick.
I'm not going to go into that because I'll say something really dumb and get ourselves in trouble. Because the first thing that came to mind is inappropriate.
Pamela Isley is having large difficulties trying to start the Green Club. Nobody wants to join.
There you go. But no, speaking of the Green Club, Green Lantern is getting a TV show on HBO Max. And I could not be more excited about that.
Yeah. It's really exciting.
It's a good place for it, I think. My initial guess is that most movie-going audiences would be skeptical of another Green Lantern movie, but
especially from the same guy.
Flesh out Green Lantern story over, a show.
Two things. First of all, if this was on any other channel, I would say heck no. Don't do this. But because it's HBO,
I have faith.
I have a lot of faith.
Yep.
Because they are the people that have produced Game of Thrones, which is a gorgeous show. I know we complain about it all the time, but they gave us 7 good seasons.
Yeah.
Second thing, give me a True Detective in space, please. I think that would be super awesome. Give me a sci-fi True Detective.
I think this will... We're going to... Way too early speculation here. I think this is...
Night. Season 1, Episode 1.
Dude, no. No. I think this will very quickly become... This is where I think Ricky Whittle fits.
Okay.
I don't think Ricky Whittle... I think they were like the writers of the Green Lantern movie, which was probably no longer going to happen, was like, hey, we want Ricky Whittle. And I think Warner Brothers was like, yeah, well, we don't think he can carry a movie. Which may be true. I don't know. He's a Starz heavy budget TV show actor. It's probably a good place for him. It's probably where he's comfortable.
Yeah.
And they probably talked to Ricky Whittle and they're like, what if we made you on an HBO Max TV show? And he's probably like, all right, yeah, I'll do that. And like, I think Ricky Whittle fits here. I think that's a great place.
Casting, yeah.
And you can bring in Hal Jordan as an older guy and have him doing his own thing, but show up every now and again. And I think Guy Gardner in the same sense.
Well, the Army Hammer rumors continue.
Right. And I think this is a good way to introduce other Lanterns that are around that are also human. Like you could do Jessica Cruz, you can do Simon Boz, which I don't think they will, but you could. You can do Kyle Rayner.
You can explore the spectrum.
Yeah, you can do more with this. Like
things you don't have time for in a movie.
In a 2.5 hour movie, you cannot explore the spectrum of the Lanterns. You just can't. It's maybe 1 or 2. But you can't do the whole thing.
You can have a strange Laurel Flees episode.
Yeah.
And then he's done.
Yep. 1 episode. That's all he needs. Laurel Flees does not need a whole season as a villain.
Yeah.
And I just think that's I think Green Lantern works for TV. Mm-hmm. Not TV, but for HBO, streaming service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, 10 episode seasons maybe? 8 to 10, probably. Somewhere in that wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Don't go crazy. We kind of talked about it on the ride over because we were spitballing, but go to a planet. Be in space, but go to a planet.
Go to a planet, do some investigating.
Go to another
go
planet.
Out into space and shoot some lasers.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't have to be that ridiculous, like, CG budget-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can do a lot of practical stuff with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it though. I do think Green Lantern has a good story to tell, and I think TV is a good way to do it. So I'm really looking forward to it. Is there any other shows on there that were? I know we just talked about the superhero stuff, but
Well, and then they dropped their Game of Thrones sequel or prequel.
Yeah, that's right.
And they
Canceled one.
And yeah, so the
The one that was already further along
Yeah.
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
they had
had-
shot the pilot. Must have sucked.
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. I would love to see that pilot. I think that was the one I was more interested in at the time.
You know, it wouldn't shock me if the pilot's on here.
Yeah,
Like on DC Universe, they have the Aquaman TV show pilot. Like, that's what's so great about these services is they can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we shot this pilot. We ended up not ordering the show as a series, but you can watch it here for your own enjoyment if you were just curious.
yeah.
And Snyder Cut, same idea. Like, I think it's awesome.
Over time, maybe that picks up steam and they can
Right.
revisit it 2 years later, and
It allows them a chance to trial and error things.
yeah.
Does Amazon still do the thing where they let out their pilots for Prime users and then they vote?
Oh, I don't know. I
That's
never did
dope.
that.
Yeah, they used to be like, here's 3 pilots, vote.
That's a great idea.
I think that's like how the Tick ended up being made. 'Cause people voted for the Tick.
Yeah.
And it's how the Zombieland show did not get made. Because people were
well.
like, this is trash.
We got a second movie, so it's fine.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, so we Game of Thrones or House of the
Also the
Dragon,
dragon.
set in the Targaryen era.
Hey, there's this one will happen because there's a book for it.
And I have a feeling they're going to go in with the whole story structure probably pretty well known.
Yeah.
This is where we're ending, boys.
As long as they've learned from and it's different showrunners.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited for a new take. Benioff and Weiss were always very controlling of Game of Thrones, for better or worse. I think we saw some of the better in the earlier seasons. Maybe we saw some worse in the later season. But I think just getting fresh new creatives to take on a different story in that universe is exciting for me.
Some quick more things. These are kind of DC related too, but it's gonna have all the CW shows.
Yeah.
After they're done airing, they're gonna go on to the service.
Much like the Netflix deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna have the past 10 years of DC movies, so pretty much all the DCEU, and then some of the older stuff as well. But then every Superman and Batman movie
Yeah.
also.
It's awesome.
So that's really cool.
My Dark Horse most excited thing about this is also they have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a huge win. That's one I always wish I could find streaming somewhere.
There's, yeah.
I love that
It
show.
used to be Nick at Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I now know what he has TV for.
I love that show, man. I'm so
Um,
excited about that.
Another thing that's coming, there's going to be a Dune TV series, and I think it's connected to the movie.
Really?
I vaguely remember hearing that. Yeah.
I'm pretty
I'll have
sure
to see
it
the
is.
movie first to decide if that's something I'm super interested
Yeah.
in.
I'm-
I pick up
I'm
that
pretty
book.
excited, mainly because I really trust Villeneuve.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, we have every reason to, right? I mean,
Yeah,
he hasn't really put out a bad thing.
he hasn't.
Yeah. So I pick up Dune every time I go to like Barnes and Noble or a bookstore, and I'm like, man, I should read this.
I have the audiobook of it. It's
then I
so
always put it down.
long, though.
I know. I tried to listen to it early on. It was one of the try new things
Yeah, Chris gave it
on
to you.
this show. Yeah, and I just
That's how you
I
learned
couldn't
you
get-
didn't like audiobooks.
yeah, that's when I figured out like audiobooks are not for me. But
There's a lot of other stuff on the service.
I think it's
yeah, there's
one,
a ton of content.
it's
10,000
one,
hours.
it's one of those things when you look at it compared to something like Disney Plus.
How much does Disney Plus have?
I don't know, but I'm way more excited about the majority of the content for HBO Max. I think Disney Plus has some really cool new things coming down the pipeline.
Disney Plus has Star Wars and Marvel,
Yeah.
HBO Max has
and it has their
everything
Vault.
else.
But other than that, I don't care about anything else on it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it for
Disney.
and Star, like
Or for
and
Star
Marvel.
Wars.
Yeah.
Where this one has
It has a lot.
a
It's
way more diverse range of genre.
it's got a huge library.
And
I think where Disney Plus will make its money, that HBO Max, the money that Disney Plus will make that HBO Max does not, is for guys like this
Yeah.
who has a child.
Yep.
Disney Plus will kill it in that
It's
world.
getting a Sesame
And it's
Street
awesome.
show.
They are getting a
The
Sesame
Not
Street.
Too Late show with Elmo.
Yeah.
You gonna
That's
watch that
actually
one?
sounds hilarious.
You know, let's
Hey,
TV talk.
Yeah.
because we've had HBO. We've watched the new Sesame Street. It's been good.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those things where I don't think any of the changes they've made are horrible.
I wonder if they make that Grouch movie.
So, oh,
That'd be so awesome.
oh.
It comes out May 2020.
Yep, HBO Max, May 2020.
So about 7 months, 6 months.
Yep.
It's a little later than some of the other ones, but again, I just think because of its depth of library,
It's huge.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be fine.
It's $14.99.
Yep.
And then they were talking about something about if you already have HBO now, you get something. But I thought it said it's you get the price of $14.99. I was like, that's nothing different.
Yeah, same price as HBO.
Yeah, but it's the same price of
Yeah.
HBO, and you're just getting like
A million things.
9,999 more hours of stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, man. It's a pretty huge jump.
Yep.
So sign me up.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll be canceling some other services when that one
Mhm.
comes out because that one's pretty pricey.
yeah. Any other news?
No.
Let's move into our big review of the week. The King.
I'll just sit here and try not to cough and die and maybe ask some questions.
Yeah, Luke and I have seen it. Tyler is.
I had a weekend.
You did.
I'll tell you that.
No, you good. So this is on Netflix, not out in theaters. If you're like, I haven't seen any marketing for that, that's because it's a Netflix movie.
We've talked about it a little bit.
That said, I think this is one of the stronger Netflix movies.
Oh yeah.
If not,
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, they don't have a lot of.
They don't have a lot of heavy hitters, but this is a heavy hitter.
They've got Roma, The Fundamentals of Caring. I think those are the two good ones I've seen.
Yeah.
I never saw Outlaw King.
This is, if you saw Outlaw King and you're afraid that this is just going to be more of that, which I don't think that was a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. It's a whole nother level above that.
This movie's really good.
Yeah, I think in today's world where a lot of the medieval genre, and this is partially because of Game of Thrones, has been reduced to TV series that are really focused on like relationships and sex, and then there's like the violence, but it loses kind of that Shakespearean heart of what medieval life was like.
This is more the inner struggle of a brand new young king.
Yeah, in that setting, and I think it does a really good job.
Yeah.
I'll just say it's my favorite medieval movie of the last since Lord of the Rings.
I don't know how to judge that. I don't know what medieval movies I've seen since The Lord of the Rings.
Well, I was thinking of like, so you've got like the latest Robin Hood was like, here's a modern take on medieval culture, and it like that didn't work for me at all.
Yeah, that movie is great.
That's a Guy
If
Ritchie's Robin Hood.
If you're on a plane, watch Robin Hood.
Or even Ridley Scott's Robin Hood. It's like,
that one is trash.
Is
That one
not
so boring. Ugh.
I just think a lot of people, we had that kind of string of medieval things, probably because Lord of the Rings was really popular.
The sword and shield and sandal genre
Yeah.
is probably the hardest movie to make.
It's not easy. That's for sure.
Like they're far and few between. They're rarely made, and if they do come out, they're usually bad.
And they gain a lot of love over
Or
time.
they're racist, like a Gods of Egypt.
Yeah.
Welcome to Egypt, land of the white people. Whoa.
Hold up.
Somebody should have pumped the brakes on that movie.
But
Actually, I've never seen that movie, so.
like Luke said, it's way more personal than just like, here's 16 different individuals and all of their armies clashing and this greater struggle. No, this is a very intimate story about King Henry the Fifth. There's too many King Henrys. King Henry V and his desire to like
Good one.
His desire to prove himself as king, kind of,
in a way that's different than his father.
Yeah,
like he views his father as this
a tyrant ish.
Yeah,
he's not evil.
He's not evil, but he definitely he lived for himself and not for the kingdom, not for the common man.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry's goal, at least throughout the film, I think he kind of loses sight of it at some point, is to represent the common man in a way, especially on the battlefield, that is not seen in that time,
mm-hmm.
or in that, in that place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But let's do positives. What did you like about it?
The cast, really good. Specifically, Timothée Chalamet.
Yep.
He's really good, man. This honestly, like, it got me super pumped for Dune.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen a lot of Timothée Chalamet stuff. He's in Call Me by Your Name. I didn't see it, and like he's been in some really small stuff. And then he's cast in Dune, and it's like, man, can he do this?
He can do it.
He can do it.
He can do it.
That's
He's
kind
really
of
good.
That's kind of the trend now, though. Is like you get these actors who do all these smaller, like indie films to come into blockbusters, and they just kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Like that Robert Pattinson guy.
Oh, never heard of him.
Yeah, me either.
He's also in this movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's one of the stronger cast, but he's in a very small role.
He's a supporting role.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say he's bad. I won't say he's good. It's confusing.
I think so much of the talent is up on this level, and so him given what he was given to work with, I think it's fine.
And also his role is strangely comedic.
It is.
And I think the scene.
I know the scene.
In the mud.
In the mud.
Was so awesome.
It was.
Like, to see, like, the English's plan proven. Like,
it was great.
To see it resolved like that was so cool.
Yeah.
And to see the horrible flaws of plate armor.
Well, and it's, it plays on that, like, it does a good job of subverting your expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think what's going to happen there, and you kind of expect it, and then all of a sudden it turns almost into this comedic thing, and then
it's kind of like, oh, geez, oh no.
And then it turns like that again. Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire, that battle, the final battle, is really good. It really reminded me, there were some shots that...
The gritting dirtiness of it, and some very specific shots in it, you'll go, that's the Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing, I guess. It's one of the best moments from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But you can't really overlook it.
Right.
It doesn't hurt the movie.
Doesn't hurt it that much, but
that was a good battle.
It's
good
a good
speech.
Yep. Oh, the speech was... Speech.
Really good. I also thought it was really, really, really well shot.
Yeah.
There's a really cool extended take on the battlefield of Henry getting punched and him punching other people and him stabbing and him getting smacked by a gauntlet and all this stuff, and it was really long, and that just seems so stressful. Like Zombieland 2.
Yeah.
It has one. There's 4 people in it in a building.
Yeah.
Probably not as difficult as hundreds of people in the mud with all these props, and you're fighting, and you got to maintain the camera on this one character, and there's animals involved and all this stuff. Like, well done. And then just some really well framed shots and angles and movements that I really liked too.
Also,
I just remember
this movie has a stellar cast.
Yeah, dude, it's good. I remember like every once in a while, like the camera would move in a way, and just be like, ooh.
Yeah, it's very well shot. I think typically we think of Netflix movies as like lower tier in terms of cinematics.
We're setting the camera here? Act.
Right.
Except for Roma.
Roma's an exception. Also, Roma not fully, like, Roma was bought after production, right? So, like, that was Cuarón and just his master class and doing what he does best. And you definitely don't feel like this is one that I would have enjoyed on the big screen. I
would have loved to see this in theaters.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Did you guys know Timothy Chalamet was in Interstellar?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He's the son.
He's 15-year-old Tom.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Wow. No wonder that movie's good. No, I'm just kidding.
But you had mentioned how the cast is pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Stacked is pretty cast.
The people that surround him as secondary characters are really, really well done. Ben Mendelsohn,
Bendo, always bringing it.
always bringing it. He's a little typecast at this point, but he still brings something
He's
new,
good at
and
it.
he's not around all that long in the movie.
Small role. Joel Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton,
Joel Edgerton's
co-writer.
always really
Co-writer,
freaking
yeah.
good, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, and
Him
It
and the
was-
director wrote it?
yes,
Okay.
yep, him and the director wrote this,
That's always
based
cool.
off of
The Shakespeare play.
yeah,
Mhm.
I don't remember which one, but
The one about King Henry V.
Stephanie didn't recognize Joel at first. He looks very different from. And he's got that big beard. He's a little overweight. Kind of playing
a
that.
little?
Trying to make myself feel better. He's playing that. He's playing that. You know, like
I'm a drunk
I'm a
friend.
drunk friend, right? But
Love
by
those
the end,
roles.
you like
Man,
really
he's
get to
awesome.
see him
Smart dude.
transform. Yeah, and good actor again.
Yeah,
good
really
actor.
good.
The other one that stands out is Sean Harris,
Yeah.
who for the longest time I was like,
Who is this guy?
Why
Is that
can't I
the guy
figure out
from
who this is?
Fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep,
Mhm.
And Ghost
Protocol. The last two Fallout, or the last two Mission Impossible films.
It's not Ghost Protocol, it's 4. God.
Rogue Nation?
Rogue Nation, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, he's great, mostly because the whole conflict is Timothy Chalamet, or King Henry,
Mhm.
and his desire to do things his way, but understanding that there are these influences pulling him each and every way, and how he balances those with people that he trusts or doesn't trust, and people who have been there for a long time or not so long, who had a relationship with his father. And yeah, Harris, he's there throughout the whole movie, and he does a really good job.
One of my favorite
Holding
scenes,
strings.
and I can't really go into it too much because we're not going to do spoilers. One of my favorite scenes is the last scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Just, it's kind of a moment where a character really does what you want him to,
Mm-hmm.
and it surprises you when they do. Because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, they're not going to do it. Oh, they did it. Oh. And it's really well done, too. The acting in that scene was so good.
Uh-huh.
I'll probably watch it this week. I feel bad because I didn't watch it, but
No, you're all good.
I had a lot going on.
Do we have any we've pretty much praised the crap out of it. Any like little shortcomings, things it could have done better?
I thought it had some small pacing problems.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're like really booking and cutting really quick, and they're moving the story along really quick, and then it really slows down.
I
Really
think,
long extended scenes. Here we go. 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 Slows down.
I think medieval movies in general have a problem with pacing.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, that's the first issue I have with those kind of movies is pacing. It's
Yeah.
always pacing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why that is. Maybe because the stories are typically pretty big
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot to it. But it's a pretty common theme amongst medieval films.
Yeah, I'd agree that. Like, I feel like the first act of this is kind of a sprint. We go through a number of little character arcs.
Once Mindo, not a spoiler.
Yeah.
Once Mindo dies,
Ben
I felt
Mendelsohn
like it kind of slowed
is
down a
Henry
bit.
IV. So his dad. So, like, to become king, he has to die.
But once he died, I felt like it really, really slowed down. Not really to a detriment.
But
It's
there's
just-
like a whole thing with Henry's not Mendelssohn Henry, but Charlemagne
With
Henry, his brother.
Yeah.
That just happens completely. Like, there's a great scene in the movie. Then it's like we're back in London or wherever, and then all of a sudden something happens off screen, and we're just told about it, and we're like, it didn't feel real satisfying, and that's when it kind of slowed down because we were getting into the okay, well now Dad's dying and we got to play the politics and back and forth.
Yeah.
But
I didn't have any huge issues with it.
no,
I
minor
can't think of
nitpicks.
any. Yeah, small little things, and you go, okay.
Maybe Pattinson's accent every once in a while gets a little, but again, he's kind of playing that comedic character, so it almost works in a way. So.
I'm wondering in it, he's like, I like to speak English. Do you know French? Like,
yeah.
But
for sure he knows French.
probably smart.
Not even like he didn't just learn it for this movie. Guarantee he knows it.
He just doesn't want to speak English.
Yeah. What do you rate it? What do you rate this movie as?
I give it fanboy worthy.
Yeah. I'll give it a fanboy worthy as well.
As a kind of a Martin Scorsese cinema piece.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, like, if you're... It's like a light Braveheart-ish kind of... Like,
Yeah.
Braveheart is like, whoa, epic. This is much smaller.
It's a smaller epic.
It's a little baby epic. Can fit in my hand.
Little miniature.
Baby Shark.
No.
Epic.
No sharks in the movie. Sorry.
They do go
Alligators?
across the channel. They could have had opportunity for a
They
shark
didn't
there.
show it.
They didn't. Nope.
You know, they show, don't tell. So.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that it's a like it's not as like I said in the beginning, it's not as overly sexualized as what a lot of the medieval shows have become. It's a little graphic in terms of its gore and violence.
Not that bad
Not
at all.
terrible, especially compared to much of what else is out there. No, I think this is a good, refreshing take on that medieval genre and Shakespeare. I know
Sweet.
some people are a little complaining about
It's not true to
it's
the
not
source
true to the
material.
source material. I don't want to see the if it's called whatever that play is and you're specifically just doing that play word for word, great. If not, let it be its own thing.
Yeah.
Let it be inspired by. So,
Good flick.
good
Sweet.
flick indeed.
I'll probably watch it this week and report back on that.
Yeah,
Nice.
I hope so.
Let you know what I think.
You'll like it.
I probably will. I remember watching the first trailer and I was like, yo, this movie looks dope. So.
Guys, we got
Good
some
music,
We got
too.
some fan box. Thank you all for showing up and sending us some good cues this week.
And hopefully we can provide some good A's this week.
Yes. Let's jump right in. At Shorts King Joel asks, will you watch any Star Wars movies to get prepped/hyped for Rise of Skywalker? If so, when will you start? My wife and I will watch all 10 and have already started. You guys gonna watch? Oh, well, I can tell you. We're definitely gonna watch episodes 7 and 8
Yep.
because
We have-
spoiler alert.
We are already planning. We have a date set to watch Force Awakens and
Yeah.
record a commentary.
For our November and December movie commentaries,
Mhm.
we're doing Star Wars 7 and 8.
We're getting
so-
ahead of the game this time.
Yeah, instead of
at the last second.
After.
right. So you guys are gonna get to hear. I am very excited for Last Jedi, just because of where we all fall on that movie. So,
Well, if I'm as tired as I am tonight, I might fall asleep during it.
I'm gonna be sitting next to you.
I'll probably be
This is
drunk because it's the only way I'll enjoy it.
Love it.
I'm just kidding.
I probably won't watch any others. Honestly,
7 and 8.
I'll probably just watch 7 and 8.
So I've committed to watching all of them with my brother who's never seen a Star Wars movie.
You're the man.
And I'm really excited about it. You know, like, again, I kind of talked about it with Harry Potter, but, like, it'll be cool for him to experience Star Wars, like, for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think, so actually, I was with Hunter when he told Luke he had never seen one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, man, Luke's going to grill him so hard. And Luke was like, dude, I'm really jealous.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, Luke, you failed me. You're supposed to grill this dude.
No, dude.
And Luke was like, I wish I could go back and watch Star Wars for the first time
Yeah.
again. So I'm gonna watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8.
Good.
Leading up to it.
Yeah.
And it's been a little over a year since I've done that, so I'm excited to do it again.
I guess I might, but the reason I probably won't is because there's so many shows coming out.
Yeah, I won't have time.
Yeah.
Like,
I could
Fallen
see.
Order is coming out. Mandalorian is coming out. The Witcher is coming out. There's so much stuff coming out and other movies that I want to see that are new.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, guys. We're on my TV at home.
Yeah.
Name that movie.
Yeah, name that movie. It's the What the Fanboy podcast.
Yeah. Thank you, Joel, for that question.
Ray's a clone.
He's on board with you. Joel's on board with you.
Joel likes that theory. At Leroy Kelly asks, rumor has it that Halle Berry will be playing a major villain in MCU's Blade. And I'm all for this. What are your thoughts?
I'm always down for Halle Berry. Before he came in.
Mm-hmm. Always down to see Halle Berry on
As
screen.
long as she has more to do than they gave her Storm, for crying out loud.
So, yeah, I'll echo that. Halle Berry is a super talented actress, and what she's
super
been
easy on the
given
eyes.
in superhero movies has just not been good enough for her.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they can give her something on the caliber of what, I don't know, they gave
I'm just waiting for her John Wick spin-off movie.
yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yes.
That's all I want.
Man, she was so awesome.
I
in that
was
movie.
really disappointed when she did not
Right.
stay in the movie longer.
Golly, that was such a letdown.
Spin-off would be dope.
Give me a spinoff and put her in 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, what I was saying is, like, if you give her the quality of content you give someone like Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther
Or Magneto.
or Magneto in
Who's
any
been
of the
in-
X-Men,
Who's been in like 10 movies now.
Yeah.
like, she can do amazing things.
Mhm.
So, very excited about
Yeah.
that.
I'm with you. As long as she has something to do, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Yep. At Ragashingo asks, oh, and Luke, this one's for you because you're the only one who's seen Terminator. What are the three best and 3 worst things about Terminator Dark Fate?
This is going to be tough. 3 best things. Has this person seen it? All right. First thing,
No,
opening scene.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Second thing, Linda Hamilton. Third thing. This is too hard. There's,
How's
action
Ga-
sequences, but it has more than 3 good things.
How's
3
Gabe-
worst things. Overused. What?
I said, how's Gabriel Luna?
He's good.
Continue.
He's a Terminator, so most of it is. 3 worst things. Overused. Goop effect.
Mhm.
Spotty CGI. And...
The Arnold.
Nah, dude, he's good. Maybe felt a little long, I guess.
Okay. Could have been trimmed just a
Yeah.
little.
Oh, no. I take everything back. Soundtrack, bad.
Oh, okay.
Barely any use of the Terminator theme.
Oh.
Who did it?
I don't know, and I don't care. They failed me.
Failed. Okay. Thank you, Raga, for that question. At pronounced Ian asks or says, yesterday was National Sandwich Day, and Popeyes brought back their chicken sandwich. Some people even waited in line, including this guy. Him, not me. He has 2 questions. One doesn't make sense. Who has the best chicken sandwich? That one makes sense. Let's answer that one first.
Chick-fil-A.
I've had both, and they're 2 different. They're both super good. I'm sorry that's a cop-out answer, but that is the truth.
Go watch the Barstool review of the chicken sandwiches.
If it's a regular chicken sandwich, I'm gonna go out on like a crazy limb. I'm gonna say Wendy's.
Wendy's is in the Barstool one too.
I really like Wendy's.
That
But
review is hilarious.
if it is the spicy chicken sandwich, it's Chick-fil-A.
I was going spicy, and I was comparing
All
Chick-fil-A and Popeyes.
practically
so.
all I eat is spicy, but
They are so different. I don't even understand how people can really compare them. It's like comparing pizza to hamburger.
but not
both-
really because they're both chicken sandwiches.
Okay.
Why did it take Popeyes so long to put bread or like put their chicken on 2 buns?
It's like No, that won't work. I was gonna say comparing boneless wings to bone-in wings. I love both. They're completely different.
Okay.
Some people will have a huge hissy fit about that.
Ian's second question is definitely directed at me. Why does Brett?
Oh no. No, keep going. Sorry.
Why does Brett hate mayo? I informed Ian this last week that I dislike mayo, and apparently that blew his mind. I don't know why I don't like mayo.
So from what I understand, Brett, you are a condiment communist.
You share all your condiments with everybody?
Communist? No. Who doesn't like mayo and must have hit his head to think relish is a condiment. What's next? Salsa is a salad dressing? He sent me this on Twitter
my Lord.
to give you a lot of crap.
Yeah, he
and
did.
I totally forgot to do it last week. And when I saw his question today, I was like, "Oh, I failed him." Yeah. I think I lost it because he said "Go Bruins" and I like the Capitals,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
can't get behind that.
Okay, no. So,
So-
there was another question though. That kind of
I don't like mayo either.
This came from yes. Okay, thank you.
I do.
Do you consider relish a condiment?
I don't eat it, so I
A
don't
major
care.
condiment.
Dana called me a condiment communist. Stop watching and hating on me, Dana.
Way to go, Dana.
Do I consider relish a condiment?
Is it like a major, like obviously you can put it on something. It could be classified as a condiment, but would you like name 5 condiments? Would you even think of relish?
What? I mean,
No,
relish
because I don't eat it.
Yeah.
relish is always available though, like for like a hot dog stand.
Yeah. Yeah. See?
Like
there you go.
I think of a hot dog stand and I think what condiments they have. They have ketchup, they have mustard, they have relish.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, no, I don't know. Yeah, those are the 3 I think of at a hot dog stand. But I'd also maybe say barbecue sauce.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know.
What is the difference between a sauce? No, we're getting down a rabbit hole. Never mind.
No. Ask your question.
What's the difference between a sauce and a condiment?
What's the difference between a sauce and a dressing?
Do you guys say chocolate syrup or chocolate sauce?
Syrup.
I say syrup too.
Syrup.
Yeah. I know somebody who
Hey,
says.
give me this chocolate sauce.
I know people who call it chocolate sauce, and it makes me laugh every time.
Oh, I love it.
Can you grab me the chocolate sauce out of the fridge?
I
I'm
think I
like,
know what I'm gonna start calling it now, though, because I've never heard that.
chocolate sauce?
Yeah. Hey, give me that chocolate sauce. I never ever use it, but
Oh,
it makes-
thank you, Ian, for those questions. Brendan _KU14.
Luke is popular tonight.
Yep, this one's for Luke. I beat The Last of Us and have to ask Luke how it's one of his favorite games, with the shooting aspects of the game being so hard to master. It feels broken to me. The story, amazing. The stealth aspect, I really liked. The shooting, and then he did the vomit emoji.
okay. It's my favorite game because it's the one I like the most.
Sure. So what you're telling me is though that either you didn't find the shooting mechanics that bad, or
The story
the
and
story
everything
was
else
just
is good enough. That,
so good that you can
Both.
you know. Okay.
I think he's really, really laying into the exaggeration there. They're not garbage.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Naughty Dog game. I don't know if he's played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. Play those and then go back to...
because those came out
Last of
before
Us.
Last of Us, right?
Yeah. Last of Us is also from 2013.
It's older.
Also, like...
6 years old.
I'm not going to
At
say
least.
the controls for that game are great, the action controls, but also you're not really supposed to be running around shooting that entire game. It is
Yeah.
a stealth, sneaky, story-driven game. Like, those are the most important parts. Story does outweigh gameplay for me. Not that I think is bad, but I would kind of compare it to The Dark Knight in a way. The action in that movie isn't that good.
That's very true.
I see what you're saying.
But that is a lot of people's favorite movies.
Yeah.
Favorite superhero movie.
Yeah.
When Christian Bale's walking around elbowing people and it's slow, it's boring. It's kind of the same thing for that, is how I would compare it.
Oh, there you go.
But
Sometimes mechanics aren't everything.
Yeah. They do really help when they are really good.
Yeah.
But for me, story and specifically writing, I've never played a game, maybe Red Dead 2, with writing that is just doesn't belong in a video game because it's good.
Yeah.
Like it belongs in an HBO show.
Yeah.
Or
Ooh,
an
an
Aaron
HBO
Sorkin movie. Like it's on a different level of a video game.
HBO Red Dead show.
Ooh.
I mean, sorry, you just got my mind going.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Plus also giraffes, baby.
All them giraffes.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Okay. Thank you, Brendan, for that question. Last question of the night from Seabowl TV.
Let me just preface this with I'm so sorry in advance.
What is your favorite kind of pie?
I don't like pie.
Peanut butter pie made by my mom.
I guess chocolate pie because it's pudding.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't
like pie.
I don't like fruit pies. Fruit.
Oh no.
Fruit should be eaten
We're gonna lose so many followers.
raw and unbaked. That said, I really do like chocolate pudding pies, or
You're a meringue guy? Meringue and pudding guy?
I don't know what meringue is.
Like a lemon meringue pie?
No, that's
it's like
fruit.
the end of
The word
Boomerang.
lemon is in it. Actually, I don't really
It doesn't like have lemons. in
I
it.
know. I just don't really like lemon flavor.
Meringue is a boomerang without the boom.
A little less boom. Yeah, so I'll say chocolate.
blew my mind.
I'll say chocolate pie.
There's the boom.
Boom.
Boom. That's our show.
Dana didn't have a question, but she wanted to say that she wants to give the Harry Potter Lego game a thumbs up.
Oh.
Nice.
That's been
We
our
have the whole-
15-second review from Dana.
We have the whole collection of Harry Potter games on Lego for the Switch, and she's been going ham sauce.
Logan is
Nice.
in Lithuania.
He can't give us a 15-second review.
He
currently.
cannot give us a 15-second review.
Guess my brother's going to have to fill in at some point.
Hunter, where are you? We need you.
Thank you guys for watching this week. Thank you for listening.
We always appreciate the listens. And the views.
Absolutely.
We love interacting with you guys on the YouTube chat. You can watch the show live Mondays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and join in on the conversation.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Other
We've
places.
had total side episodes going on in our chat before. Like
That's
with Joker.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
Full chat that I could not follow.
Yep.
I just closed it. Getting too distracted.
Too distracting. You can follow us on social media on Instagram and Twitter at What the Fanboy.
Did you almost just say Facebook?
I almost did.
Fun fact, we have a Facebook page.
Oh.
It's hidden. Nobody can take the name.
Thank goodness. Maybe we need to step up our Facebook game. But you can find all of our stuff at whatthefanboy.com.
Lots of links there.
Lots of links for wherever you want to listen or watch.
And the merch.
And the merch is there. Go click on whatever you feel interested in buying. It'll take you right to the store. Really easy to order there.
Yep. Also, don't forget, or if you haven't heard, we are going to be at Air Capital Comic Con on the 16th and 17th of November.
Yep.
Come battle me in Pokemon.
He really wants to play people in Pokemon.
He does.
So
He's very excited.
come do it, or else I'm going to have to do it, and I don't want to. We are going to have a live show.
Saturday the 16th at 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
in the big room.
The
I don't know what
big
they're
room.
actually calling it, but it's the big ballroom.
I think it's the only room where there's actually things
Balls?
happening.
Well,
Balls in the room.
there will be balls in the room.
There will be.
6 of them, at least.
You're bringing
Whoa.
6 Pokeballs?
Yeah, that's
Pokemon
typically
with?
how many you carry. Is
Oh, okay.
6 Pokemon.
Well, I don't know. I don't play Pokemon.
Gosh,
I'm a noob.
you are a
What's
noob.
going on?
It's okay.
Also, quick shout out to one of my oldest friends. I don't really know when we became friends. Maybe when I was like 8 months or something. He let me know on Facebook that the IMAX Star Wars tickets were on sale when I stopped paying
Yeah.
attention for a bit. So he's the reason that we got good seats. Shout out to you, Ryan. You're awesome. I
Shout
love
out
you.
Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
But yeah.
Loud there.
but you're not as
Loud as me.
No, so I should.
I'm never as loud as you.
You're in here with me.
Even when I'm tired.
But until next week, thank you guys for watching, listening, subscribing, all the things. We'll see you later.
See ya.